Hey everybody, Joe from Passion Unchained here to help you build a life that you love. And I'm putting out content now for the time being, for the foreseeable future, about how to build a love life that you love, and get your sexual needs met and your intimacy needs met. And this is important to me because it's been something I've been working on for the whole of my 20s. I'm 29 now. The sun is setting on my party years. I actually don't really like partying anymore. And I only like partying for a brief few years while I was in university. Don't really like it that much. It doesn't make me happy. There are some exceptions. I mean, house parties are kind of fun. I just mean parties. Anyway, point is, building a love life is one of the easiest and quickest ways to add passion into your life and make you feel loved and supported and appreciated. So that's what I'm focusing on right now for the foreseeable future. And right now I wanted to talk about what I see. It's a continuation from the last video. So what I see as my unique selling proposition, my unique point of view when it comes to the dating industry and what I can offer that I don't see anyone else offering. And trust me, I have consumed a lot of dating content. So like I said in the last video, it leads into what I think my USP is. But from the last video, almost no dating coach that I've ever seen actually cares about honesty. They'll give lip service to it. They'll talk about it. They'll say honesty is important, but then they'll go ahead and teach you manipulative practices. I found extremely few exceptions. I've only found one exception. Well, two exceptions. A former mentor of mine, although there are other issues I have with what he teaches. I respect the hell out of him, but there are other, I have issues with the way he approaches things aside from this. But Andy from Kill Your Inner Loser, my current mentor, he is the only person other than myself who evangelizes honesty and sexuality. Like, be 100% okay with just having a bunch of sex and focus on sex, but at the same time, be honest and be upfront. He's the only other dating coach I know that teaches this. I have a unique selling proposition. If you go a little deeper than that, it's similar to something that Mark Manson talks about. Now, Mark Manson isn't a dating coach, so this is something that I'm extremely good at. Mark Manson also talks about it more from a psychological or a philosophical perspective. It's not very actionable what he says. It's extremely important because it helps you understand how things work. I don't see him talking about it in a way that is actionable to actually create this. And so I want to take something that I've learned. Mark Manson is one of the people that helped me learn it. But one thing I've learned and have a lot of experience in, and then take that and give it to you in an actionable way. And I don't see anyone else at all teaching this. I see people pretending to teach it, but they're really not teaching you anything. And I'm going to tell you what it is right now. How to be non-needy with women. There you go. How to be non-needy with women. And Mark Manson teaches this from a philosophical perspective in the book Models, The Art of Attracting Women Through Honesty. I 3,000,000% suggest you read that book. Oh my God, you have no idea how much I suggest you read that book. It is absolutely mandatory. Second, I do see people telling you, don't be needy. Here's how you don't be needy. You focus on yourself and build hobbies. It's like, okay, well, that's not unhelpful. But if you're in a place where you are focusing on women and you just say, okay, distract yourself. It's like, well, that's not really going to help. It's like, okay, here's how you bake a cake. You get the ingredients and then you bake the cake. It's like here's the ingredients. You make a cake from these ingredients. It's like, I don't know about that. Like, that's part of the deal, but like, if you just throw the egg in there and then like throw the flour in there, there's going to be a bunch of shells. Like, you're not going to mix it up. It's like, that's not going to make a cake. We just throw all the stuff in there, and then it's like, well, now it's like in a bowl. It doesn't look like a cake. It looks like a bunch of random shit mixed together. What do I do now? It's like, well, you should have cracked the egg and beat the egg, and then mixed all the dry ingredients together, and then, beat it up and let it rise. It's like, there's a step, and then you have to put it in the oven. Like, you have to preheat the oven. It's like, there's a lot of steps to this. You have to do it in the right way. And if you just give me the ingredients, like, okay, the ingredients to being a non-needy man is just having your own hobbies and just getting yourself out there and not caring about any one woman. It's like, okay, well, those are the ingredients. Tell me how to fucking get from needy to non-needy. I don't see anybody telling you how to do that. I see people telling you how to pretend you're not needy. That is what Mark Manson would call, I think he would call it narcissism. I like that term. I think it's a little loaded for my taste. I mean, like Mark Manson can use it, and I don't really have a problem with that. Maybe bravado. I like the word bravado more. I'll figure out what word I like. But when it comes to actually being non-needy, most people teaching you out there, teaching you actionable steps to be non-needy is ways to pretend that you're not needy, which doesn't help you because you're still needy, and it's going to get worse now that you're not aware of it, because you're like, oh, well, I'm not needy. I don't have to care about women at all. I'm just going to be like, go on to the next girl. But like underneath, there's a lot of emotions that are like, I really like her. I really want her. Like, why did she have to leave me? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, well, I mean, those emotions aren't productive, but you have to acknowledge them. You have to appreciate the fact that you are feeling needy. You can't lie to yourself that you're not feeling needy and just distract yourself and it'll eventually go away. I mean, yes, but the thing is, it'll come back for the next girl if you don't solve the actual core issue. So, that is my unique selling proposition. I've spent way too many hours thinking about what does non-neediness mean? How do I not be needy? What does it mean for me? And then I had spent way too much hours being needy and then figuring out how to not be needy. Not too many, actually, because it worked. I'm going to take that too many back because I spent enough hours on this, figuring it out for myself, that I don't need at all. I don't feel needy anymore. Or no, that's not true. When I feel needy, if I do, I quickly transmute it into feeling confident and truly centered in myself, not faking it, not trying to hide it, not trying to repress it. And I'm really grateful for this growth that I have in myself, and I don't see anyone else really teaching this. I don't see anyone else teaching this in an actionable way. Either people get it, but they don't know how they're doing it, so they just say, oh, just distract yourself. That doesn't mean that they're needy. It probably means they just don't know how to teach something that they instinctively understand. They're secure people. They don't know how to teach insecure people to be secure because they didn't have to go through that journey, or if they did have to go through that journey, it wasn't as intense as it might be for you. I used to be extremely insecure. And I think a lot of guys were, but like I would journal. I do a lot of self-work on myself to get myself from a place of I'm needy to I'm secure and I'm comfortable in myself. So I'm excited to teach you more about this, and I'm just going to dive in, and I'm not even sure exactly how I'm going to get it across, but I know that because I have it clear and with experience, with grounded in experience inside me, I know I'll be able to teach it to you, and I'm excited to start getting it out there. And that's part of the deal, is like you don't always know, if you have a mission, if you have a goal in your mind, you don't always know how it's going to work, but you know that you have to start walking. It's like you don't always necessarily know, like if you're, you don't always know when you start something how it's going to work out, but you know that you're going to find out along the way. So I'm excited for that. And I offer coaching, by the way. It's a 12-week program, and we have a meeting every week. I give you homework, actionable steps. I keep you accountable towards that. I dive deep and get you the clarity and the understanding that you need to grow, and essentially take you from a person who is not getting anything on online dating to a person that can get dates and that can sustain them and that can create something awesome, whether it's a bunch of one-night stands or a few amazing friends with benefits that come over every week, or a relationship. and I'm excited to help you out with that. So, and by the way, every single coaching package includes a photo shoot, either here in Austin, or you just pay my travel fee and I'll fly out to you, and that will get your dating profile on point. So I'm excited for that, and until next time, subscribe if you want to get me on YouTube, and ciao.